Hey, it's Becky, and I just wanted to do a real quick tutorial on brick stitching the edges of Silversilk flat mesh. If you're not familiar with Silversilk flat mesh, it's basically really fine gauge wire that has been knitted in a tube and then flattened. So it's got a lot of drape to it. It makes for a really nice, like instead of chain, to use this on your necklace. Um, the end is like this. It fits really well in one of these fold over ends. They also have clamp ends specifically for flat mesh available on the site that you can buy this at, the Silversilk and More. And it's kind of fun to play with and to do some fun things. And one of the things I was doing was I was playing around with it, wondering how I could make it, add it to a design. And I thought about just embellishing it on the ends with brick stitch. And so that's what I did. To start it off, I've got my tail end here. I just went ahead and started here, and I left this tail so that when I come back down the other way, I can bring the thread through here and tie it off. That's all I did with that. But then I stitched along the edges all the way to the end, and you can see on the edge of the flat mesh, there are these bumps. It's like, I don't know if any of you are knitters or crocheters, but it's kind of like when you pick up stitches along the edges of knitting, the knitted edging, just you're going to be stitching into those little bumps right there on the edge. So let me show you how to start and how to do the brick stitch, and that should get you going. Now to start, I've got my thread. I just went ahead and carried my thread through the mesh. There are two layers. There's because it's a tube that's been flattened, so there's two layers. And then you bring this up through here, see where it's coming out? I'm going to want to stitch not into this next bump right next to it, but the bump after that. And I'm going to do 2 11-0 seed beads to start. So pick that up. I'm going through the bump. I'm going back to front on this. You can do front to back when you stitch, as long as it's consistent between the two. And this part is the wonkiest because they want to snug up against each other. But I'm going to put the thread through basically the bottom of this one, and have it go through here. And that helps it to stand up on that edge. So this one's going to be just a little loose, and I'm okay with that. If you want it to be firmer, you can futz around with it if you want. I'm not going to. But then to do the next brick stitch, you just pick up a single 11-0 seed bead, and you do the same thing. Back to front through the bump. And then when that bead is right next to the one next to it, you go up back through the bottom of it, like so. And then you just continue on doing that all the way until you get to the end, and that should do it. If you notice, the seed beads kind of are forcing a curve on this. Going back the other way will straighten out that curve. Another option for this, though, is to do the brick stitch just on one side and to curve it up and use that as part of a design process. I think something like this would be fantastic as earrings, and I'm probably going to do that if I'm real honest. Anyway, this was just a real quick tutorial. Wanted to show you this. I'll put links to where you can get Silversilk in my description. Have a great day. Bye.